So this is a comparison of all the relays that are compatible with the 1606 electromagnetic switch module. They're all a little bit different and have their own quirks. All the sounds in this video are recorded through the piezo mic in the Music Thing modular microphone. So you'll also be hearing the resonances coming from the case and everything around it. And actually, if you hold the relay, it will make a different sound because it's all mechanical. It's all just moving and vibrating everything around it. Before we get to the comparison, a few little tips and tricks. You'll notice when you're playing with these relays that at certain frequencies they tend to latch towards one switch terminal or the other. There's intricate mechanical reasons for that, and also owing to magnetic hysteresis. If you've reached the frequency limit of the relay, you can normally push it a bit higher just by unplugging and plugging back in the coil jack, because the relay can switch faster when its common terminal is nearer to the normally closed position. Another cool thing to play with is pulse width modulation of the control input. You can get all sorts of weird little rhythms. Keep in mind that this isn't an exhaustive list. I'm sure there's still more out there that I haven't found, so if you find some more compatible relays, let me know. This is the Omron G2 R2, makes a nice clunky sound and it's got a pretty good pitch range. Along with the Omron, this blue Finder relay is probably the easiest one to get your hands on. It's a bit softer and it has a steeper drop off in volume at higher frequencies. Useful for when you don't want it to actually be so loud in the room. This one is a discontinued vintage version. In theory it's the same part number, but it sounds a little bit different. This is a variant on the last one. It's a force-guided safety relay. It takes a little more oomph to get it switching than all the rest of them, so you may have to amplify your switching signal. It makes a really nice clunky sound. But quite limited in pitch range. This is a discontinued PED relay, somewhere between the Omron and Finder sound. It's quite throaty. This Shrek one's very different, has a very pingy sound. Very resonant and metallic. The NNC relay has a cool looking wrapped coil, it's very clicky, bit like a woodblock. This is one made by Erburl. They're not made anymore, but I managed to get hold of one. Sounds a bit like horses' hooves, and it's my favourite actually because it's very smooth across the frequency range and there's no latching. This one doesn't have the clear case, but makes a nice sound. Soft and buzzy oscillation. Now the next few relays are ones that I found recently and they're a little bit chunkier, so to fit them in you'd have to file out the panel a little bit. I've done that with one of my modules just because I was curious to hear them. They have totally different mechanisms from the others, so they sound very different. This one's got lots of interesting resonant frequencies. This one, made by Lovato, is really cool because it's got a light on it. And it makes a crazy whirring oscillation. manual test switch on it, which you can actually use like a kind of pulse width modulation. This Weidmuller one is half the height of the others, and it's actually flush with the panel when you put it in. You can really see the different mechanism in there. There's a link below to a list of all these relays and loads more information about the module. So I hope that gave you some ideas, and I hope you enjoy experimenting with the module. I'm sure I haven't found all the tricks yet.